I'm going to be prepping the cross and how we're going to be attaching it, and I'm slipping some petals underneath the zip ties. So I'm going to put some zip ties. When you put your zip ties on, make sure and leave them a little open so that you can easily insert your petal. So I'm just going to prep this, and we're going to be putting them on back and forth. Several ways of folding our petals. So I cut my mesh 10 by 10. I'm not sure right now how many petals I'm going to use, but I like my clean edge to be on the right and on the left. But I did cut this with the wood burner. So I fold it. I've got it in a triangle towards the middle. You pull it down and fold it towards the middle. And then I'm going to fold, you can see that, fold one end over, fold the other end over, and then I'm just going to pinch as down the middle as much as I'm able. And then you pinch it together, and you can see, you might have to even it out so the petals are the same length. I think you could see that. And then I'm just going to take a zip and zip tie it. And that's what I've done with several over here. And then I'm just going to start adding them to the cross. And of course, you cut off your excess, and then you just start adding them. So I've already put a few in here, and you just put it under, squeeze it under there as much as you're able, and just pull your zip tie. And I like to go under the existing zip tie, and I'm putting it upwards. So in other words, I'll show you. This one is the back side where you actually folded it, and then this side is I'm using as the front side. So it's smooth, and you see your nice edge right here, and your other fray is tucked under. So I have some of these already pre-loaded on the cross. So you just push it under, and like I said, I like to go, and I'm using these 2 bars in the middle, and I am attaching them with zip ties, and I tighten the petal with the zip tie, and I have to wrestle with it a little bit here, but there you go. And I put it underneath the zip tie. The crosses are beautiful. They're very popular right now. You can do them in any color. You could make one, put it up for Easter, put them out at a beautiful wedding. You could put them up in a church. You could take it to the mortuary to put it on a graveside of someone you love. They're very easy to make. Got to squeeze this really tight to put it in. So like I said, when you put your zip tie on the cross itself, try to put it on loosely until you get your petal under. And then you could turn your petal the way you want it. So right now I have 3, 4, 5. I have 5 attached. And you know what? I think I'll add one more on the bottom and make it really fluffy. So we have 1, 2, 3 sections. I'm going to put 6 on this section. I may have to cut some more petals. I'm not sure yet. So right now I have 6, and you can see the back. It looks pretty good. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 on the lower part. So, and you can see it's coming along really well. And as you fill it up, it's going to cover up the middle. And I'm going to leave the middle part open a little bit because I'm going to put some green leaves blended. So I really like the mesh I'm using. And so again, you take your petal, smooth side up, not the real folded side. The smooth side up, and you just tuck it right under there. I am preloading my cross. I have 6 in each section. I'm going to put 6 in each section. I go ahead and add. So I've got 6 on the first space, 6 on the second space. Right now I have 6 on this space, but it looks like I need another one. So I think you could see that. It's coming out really pretty. Nice. And then I have 4 petals. And I'm going to do the petals in a way that you guys are pretty much similar with, those of you who are wreath makers. Again, the smooth side on the right and the smooth side on the left. So you take your 10-inch piece, you make it a triangle. You make a little triangle on the end, and you fold it up, pinch it, and you can see it's almost like little angel wings. They're really pretty. Okay, now I'm going to attach these to our cross. 1, 2, 3. I use 6-inch zip ties. I'm going to put these in the middle. I'm going to try to attach them to the top of the bar that comes across. I'm not going to preload this. I'm going to just put it under, pull it up, and zip tie it around my petal. I'm going to put my petal in, and then as soon as I'm done here, I am going to cover the center. I might have to make another petal. I don't know. Anyway, and you just spread your petals out. No, I'm not going to have to. Spread your petals out, and you can see how pretty that is. And push your little petals down. I think you guys can see that. So I have 4 of these. You can use 5, 6, however many you want. I'm going to be putting some flowers in. I'm not sure how I'm going to attach my flowers yet. Thank you. Again, I have a zip tie. I will be attaching this petal to the crossbar, that zip tie. little bit harder when you get to the middle, but it's manageable. If you have little fingers, makes it a little bit easier. Like I said, make sure your zip tie is going in the correct direction. I'm thinking, no, I need to stay on the bars. So I need to stay on the side bars. The middle we'll use to attach the flowers. I have 3 Easter lilies that I brought in. Twist them together and just stick them through the middle because there's a hole right in the middle of this frame. Stick them through the middle and pull them down. And you can see that. It's so pretty. And you could use any kind of flowers. You don't have to put a flower in the middle. You can add more petals. I'm going to add some eucalyptus. I'm just going to attach my wire from my flowers to the back of the frame because you could just wrap it around the frame. And the wire is so nice on these Easter lilies. So that's how I'm going to attach my Easter lilies. Then I have some eucalyptus leaves that I'm going to add. I really love this. It has actually 20 stems on it. So I'm going to cut these off again with our wire cutters. And you can see how easy, and you could hear it just cut no problem. And then I'm going to work them into the wreath. I'm going to be hot gluing them in. You can wire them in if you want to. And the little eucalyptus leaves, you can move them up and down on the wire. So you could put them exactly where you want them to be. And you can see how pretty that is. I think it's coming out really pretty. Put this in, put it in there. So you're not going to use all your stems. You see you have extra stems to use on other projects, which is really nice because this is nice eucalyptus. Like I said, you could buy that on our website too. So again, just kind of tuck it under your flowers and onto the mesh underneath. One more piece, and I think that should do it. So this is a beautiful bow to make for Easter. I'm going to leave this tail long right now. I've got 11 inches here, and I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make it a 15-inch tail. I do a turn. I do a half turn on my ribbon. I'm thinking I'm going to do a 5-inch loop. So you just lay it right in there, which is really nice, right? It's got all the measurements. Again, half twist. You don't necessarily have to twist this one because the color is the same, but you can kind of tell the front from the back. So again, a 5-inch loop. I'm going to twist it. And I'm going to, again, keep that at a 5-inch loop. I'm going to go down to 4. And I think I'm only going to do 2 of the 4-inch on each side. Again, twist it. I'm only going to do 2 of the 4-inch, and then I'm going to go down to the 3-inch mark on the bow maker. Again, and then I'm going to do 1 of a 2-inch, 2 inches. And you could see that. You could see I think you could see how it's so nice. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this tail about the same length. You can use a pipe cleaner or a chenille stem is what they're called also. And on our website, we have them in all colors. I'm going to use a zip tie. And I'm going to put it underneath the bow. And make sure I get it in the middle. Pull it up a little bit. Pull it, and I don't pull it all the way. I leave it somewhat loose so that I can fluff out my bow. And I'm going to pull one to the bottom here. And I'm going to pull this one to the bottom and just kind of just work it with your hands. I think you could see that. I'm going to hold it in the middle so it doesn't pull any of the loops any longer than I made it. Again, just pull it off to the top and open up your loop. Again, the same thing with that one. And then those were 5 inches. Then I only made 2 4-inches on each side. I'm going to pull them and make them as round, and you can shape them any way you want to, and just pull your bow up. And I'm going to pull the zip tie around the back of the bow and clip off the excess zip tie. And of course you can lay it down and spread out your loops. I'm going to even out the ribbon. Dovetails, really easy. I'm folding it together. I'm cutting it from the inside. I believe you can see that. So don't cut it from the outside in. You cut it from the inside out. And then you see, you get these really nice dovetails. And I have a brown chenille stem that I'm going to attach it with. You just put it around the middle of your bow and turn it around. And when you use a chenille stem, It's really easy. All you have to do is twist the bow like this, and it tightens it really tight. I think right underneath here, I will attach it right below the florals, and you can turn it over and you can put your zip ties. I'm going to put it around the 2 middle bars, and you can put it right about where you want it and turn it over and tighten your stem. And I like to wrap my excess chenille stem around the frame, if you could see that. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today. Let me finish fluffing out our bow, and you can see that. So thank you for being with us today.